Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed week. Mine's going really good. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick vlog today. I've had a couple people ask me about my opinion of Bob Lazar. And for those of you that don't know, Bob Lazar is a man that claims that he worked at Area 51. And he also claims that he back engineered, captured UFOs that we have, and he worked on them. And he also says that he worked side by side with aliens at Area 51. Now, Bob Lazar has had interviews with L.A. Marzulli, Steve Quayle. He's been on Coast to Coast with Mr. Nori, and he's quite a famous person. But there's something that a lot of people don't know about Bob Lazar, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about. So listen, there's only three possibilities when it comes to Bob Lazar. Number one is the guy is a complete nut. He never worked at Area 51. He doesn't know anything about what goes on at Area 51. He's just crazy. Okay, if that's the case, the government could care less about Bob Lazar. He's just some nut that's talking about something he has no idea with, and they would just leave him alone. He's just some crazy dude. That's all there is to it. Option number two, Bob Lazar did work at Area 51, and everything he's talking about is the truth. All right? And then all of a sudden, he leaves Area 51 and he starts calling up these media outlets and he tells them his entire story. People, that could never, ever happen. Ever. Anyone who has ever worked at Area 51, anyone that has ever had above top security clearance, people, if you worked out there like Bob Lazar claims to have worked out there, and then you go to the media and you tell them your story, about 2 days later, all of a sudden Bob Lazar is going to fall out of some 25th story window of some hotel in Vegas, and he's going to splatter on the ground, and that's going to be the end of that. Or the FBI is going to go grab him and they're going to take him out there to Guantanamo Bay and he'll never be heard from again. No one ever who has a top secret or above security clearance and goes to the media with their story, there's no way that you're not going to prison for the rest of your life. You do not divulge national security secrets, especially when you signed a disclosure statement saying you would never talk about that again for the rest of your life. If Bob Lazaro worked there and he went to the media, he would be dead or in prison for the rest of his life. Now here's what I think's going on. I've seen many interviews with Bob Lazar, and I believe that he is an engineer. I believe he graduated with an engineering degree, and I believe he worked at Area 51, and I believe he saw everything he said he saw. Now you and I both know that if he worked with aliens, he's working with demons, because all aliens are demonic in origin. But listen, in order for Bob Lazar to work at Area 51 and do all the things he claimed to do, and then to come out of there and go to the media, the only way that he's alive today is because he has the full green light of the United States government to say everything he's saying. In other words, he is a government plant to the UFO community, and he has their full blessing on disclosing everything he's disclosing. That's the only way that Bob Lazaro is alive today. Either he's a kook, or he has the blessing of the United States government. Those are the two choices. Because the middle choice of him actually working there and then coming out and going to the media, people, that would never, ever happen, ever. Now we know we did other videos on that Tic Tac UFO that came from the cockpit of a Navy fighter where the two Navy fighters went down, it came up out of the water, and they filmed it. That whole thing was released by the government. People, no one has access to any film in a fighter. It doesn't belong to the pilot. That film is classified. The minute that plane lands, that film is taken down. Nobody gets a copy of that. Nobody smuggles that out. That's all garbage. All this, that Navy Tic Tac cockpit video and Bob Lazar, these are all government leaked information, and they're preparing us for what's coming. And people, what's coming is UFO disclosure. We are so close to UFO disclosure, it's just mind-boggling. And we're going to be in some big trouble. Hopefully, L.A. Marzulli says they come down, we go up. He believes that the rapture is timed because he says you can't have the born-again Christians on the planet at the same time as the demons are running around, because we would expose them for what they are. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar, I believe he did work at Area 51, and I believe he saw everything he said that he saw, and I believe he worked on everything he said he worked on. But I know that if that's the case, that he has the full blessing of the United States government to disperse this information, to go on L.A. Marzulli, to go on Coast to Coast. If he didn't have that permission, he would be dead. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.